Good morning. Good morning to everyone, and welcome to the fourth One Welfare World Conference. I am Dr. Mohamed Nader, Egyptian and wildlife conservationist and animal welfare expert. It's my pleasure to introduce and present the One Welfare Forex project. So what I want to talk with you in these few minutes, it's about our One Welfare approach and to talk about the Phoenix project, which is a part of what I am doing right now. Together with our work team, and we have been having different experiences in our working groups, and we will try to explain them as well. We need to know more about what is this One Welfare approach. One Welfare is a framework to improve animal welfare and human well-being. It is an approach that describes interrelationships between animal welfare, human well-being, and the physical and social environment. One Welfare serves to highlight the interconnections between animal welfare, human well-being, and the environment. It fosters transdisciplinary collaboration to improve human and animal welfare internationally. Also helps to promote key global objectives, such as supporting food security, sustainability, reducing human suffering, and improving productivity within the farming sector through a better understanding of the value of high welfare standards. One Welfare also extends the approach of and partially overlaps the One Health themes used for human and animal health. A One Welfare approach promotes the direct and indirect links of animal welfare to human welfare and environmentally friendly animal keeping systems. Also, increasing education and awareness will help to establish different ways of working and improve efficiency within local and global networks of those working in animal welfare, human well-being, and environment issues. That's why in this One Welfare approach, we have three different working dimensions. And in each of these dimensions, there are different working groups or different topics that affect at a different level human well-being, animal welfare, and the environment protections. As you can see in the One Welfare umbrella, there are different projects. So lines where we have been working protecting animals from human abuse and neglect and how all of these different topics can connect it. Then we also have homelessness and all of the different diseases, psychopathological issues, safety, crime, violence in the society, how this affects not only humans, but also animals. There is also projects on prisons, for example, to rehabilitate humans by using animal connection. There is also topics surrounding sustainability, as well as food safety, the production of food chains and food production, and the living conditions of the people that take care of livestock farms. One Welfare Framework. The One Welfare Framework encompasses 5 distinct sections that aim to bring together professionals of different disciplines for the benefit of animal welfare, human well-being, the environment, and overall our society and the world we live in. Section 1, talking about the connections between animal and human abuse and neglect. Section 2, talking about the social implications of improved animal welfare. Section 3, talking about the animal health and welfare, human well-being, food security, and sustainability. And Section 4, talking about assisted interventions involving animals, humans, and the environment. The last one, Section 5, talking about sustainability, connections between biodiversity, the animal, and also the environment and animal welfare and human well-being. What is link? Animal abuse, cruelty, and neglect are often considered isolated incidents, which hold separated from other forms of family violence. Today, professionals involved with victims of family violence are not surprised when they learned that often these acts are linked and that various agencies are working with the same families. They no longer excuse animal cruelty as boys will be boys or it was only a cat. Instead, they see animal abuse as a sentinel indicator, the tip of the iceberg, and often the first sign of other family and community violence. Intentional abuse. Intentional abuse in any form should be taken seriously, knowing that there is a link. Agencies involved in preventing family violence need to work together for more effective species spanning response because when animals are abused, people are at risk. And also, when people are abused, animals are at risk. Animal abuse. So, what are the effects of animal abuse? In addition to causing pain and also causing suffering to the animals, animal abuse can be a sentinel indicator and predictor, one of the earliest red flag warning signs of concurrent or future violence acts. Abusers and impressionable children who witness or perpetrate abuse become desensitized to violence and the ability to empathize with victims. Abuse is often cyclical and intergenerational. The earlier professionals can intervene to break the cycles of violence, the higher of the rate of success. One Welfare Project. Our One Welfare Phonics project is designed to support and also to sustainable development goals and the global reduction of violence by supporting the production and dissemination of practical guides to professionals to help identify and report the link between animal and human abuse and neglect, including the relation to their environment. Designed to bring together collective expertise across the world to develop global free access guidance for veterinary or medical and social services professionals as well as the public on the Section 1 of the One Welfare Framework. The link between animal and human abuse and neglect, providing a flexible space for local contacts to be built into the guidance by local group. So why a phonics? Why we choose a phonics as a symbol? Phonics in ancient Egypt is a fantastic bird associated with sun worship. The Egyptians associated with the phonics with the immortality. The phonics bird was compared to the undying Roma and appears on the coins in the late Roman Empire as a symbol of the eternal city. Our founder, Dr. Rebecca Garcia, was inspired by the deep symbolic significance and the beauty of this bird, power and inner strength of the phoenix bird emerging from the fire and the ashes, magnificence and strength. One welfare phoenix group. One welfare phoenix working groups. These groups in the phoenix project consists of 4 groups, with each group responsible for a research thesis related to animals, species they converted, and their concept in the links between animal and human abuse and neglect. Each group is headed by 2 team leaders, and within them are subgroups whose job is to assist the group leaders in the reviewing the evidence and working on preparing an initial summary of the content of the research paper content to be presented in board of directors meeting. The team leaders meets with their subgroup at least once every 2 or 3 months. Plus, the team leaders also for each group which called Phonics Board Committee attend for another meeting with our co-founder, Dr. Rebecca, every 3 months to discuss what has been accomplished in each group and develop a future vision for when the research paper will be completed. In addition, all those research papers will feed into a broader project to globally reduce violence and disseminate guidelines to help professionals identify and report the link between animal and human and environmental abuse and neglect, and aimed at anyone interested in this topic. These 4 groups are working animals, and leaders for this group are Andrew Morrison and Jilly Mendes Ferreira. Companionship group, and the leader for this group is Evelyn Sigrido, and we are looking for another leader with Evelyn as Adil had resigned. The third one group called Farming Group, and the leaders of this group are Joy Paley and Marisa Erasmus. The last one group is called Free Roaming Group, and the leaders of this group are me and Dr. Rodrigo Nova. One Welfare Phoenix key objectives. The key objectives of this project is to facilitate the exchange and publication and dissemination of the information articles experience best practice in the area of animal and human abuse and neglect, including as well as possibility of creating clinical guidelines as well as general review that will make it possible to identify when available the connections between human well-being, animal welfare, and the environment at a different level. Also, this project supports the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal targets, such as if we can see the goal number 3, talking about strengthen the prevention and the treatment of substance abuse, and also goal number 5, talking about eliminate all forms of violence against all women and girls in the public and private spheres, as well as the goal number 16, talking about target to significantly reduce all forms of violence and related death rates everywhere. The last goal, number 17, enhance international support for implementing effective and targeted capacity building in developing countries to support national plans to implement all the sustainable development goals. So, K of project outcome. K project outcome, it's for develop global free access guidance and suitable for animal welfare, scientists, veterinary professionals, and postgraduate students, medical professionals or social services professionals, and also for the public. We have been working with different species, trying to understand this connection between these 3-dimensional abuse and violence, and our work on the clinical guideline in order to be able to identify the problem and act upon it. What are we covering well? We are working on specific areas where we are trying to see, for example, how can we see everything in a different way. We are working on companion animals, working animals, and those that are part of the wildlife. But what have been the results? So what have been the outcomes that we expect to achieve well? We want to all create specifically guidelines and guidebooks that will have a free access and will help veterinary professionals, doctors, as well as the professionals, those that work in social services, that will also have to deal with this kind of services, so that anyone could understand the information. This will be training tools in order to disseminate information that we have on One Welfare and the connection between the violence and we can see both in humans and animals dimensions. It is something new, very innovative. We at the avant-garde, we are trying to assess the information we have on violence and abuse and neglect, and animals and humans trying to achieve an exhaustive, comprehensive review of all the information that we have to create this guidebox, these guidelines also that will help those that will part of the community. So work to date. We have 4 working groups: working animals, companionship, farming groups, and free roaming. They are defining their scope, reviewing the key research questions, and also identifying keyword list and undertaking a literature review search. In addition, the free roaming group, they drafted a questionnaire, a survey about feral cats and the challenges of implementing animal welfare. This research will cover areas such as India, Egypt, Tunisia, Colombia, and some countries in Europe. For workshops through One Welfare Phonics project, Dr. Rebecca Garcia and Jelly Ferreira did workshop delivered in UK at ISAS conference in last June 2023. Another workshop held at Universidad Internacional de Andalucía in Spain. Our founder, Dr. Rebecca, participated for UNIA Master's course on management and conservation of species and trade at Baeza Jaén in Spain on last September 2023. For opportunities, nowadays we have 4 opportunities. You can say we have a great offer for the attendees of the 4th One Welfare Conference. First one for working groups, and second one for advisory board, which is expression of interest to join the advisory board coming up in 2024, next year. And workshops, we seeking for a workshop program coordination leader, could be done by an internship or postdoc interested in this opportunity should have PhD holder, and collaboration with other organizations interested in the interconnection between animal and human abuse and neglect. For the working groups positions, literature reviewer for working groups, this position, it's an internship opportunity. It's a volunteering internship, and the application for this internship open from February 2023. We put out a call for further application through One Welfare website. You can submit your resume. The volunteer will provide literature reviews on the topics identified by the working groups. The workload and time commitment will be agreed between the volunteer and the working group leaders on an individual basis. The expectation is that the time commitment will usually involve around 10 hours per month in order to support meaningful progress. So we must work to improve animal welfare. No need to see animals are being surrendered to entities very young to survive or sick. Animals are not a commodity to be bought or sold. Animals are sentient creatures who feel emotions, who feel pain, and also feel suffering. Let us sympathize with you greatly towards the issue of animal welfare, as animal welfare need more efforts in order to save the lives of all innocent souls. We are a compassionate, empathetic, and caring nations. I believe in transparency, respect, and compassion for all souls to protect the sustainability of our future generations. I hope we continue to work to protect our planet and all animals lives on it. I hope you enjoyed this presentation and thank you.